All right. Today we are diving into a book that completely flips the script on personal finance. Ramit Sethi's bestseller, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Let's get right into it.
So right at the beginning of the book, Ramit hits you with this question. And it's not a trick. It's designed to make you stop and think. Are you chasing what seems sexy with your money, like trying to time the market or day trading crypto? Or are you focused on the boring stuff that actually, makes you rich?
He's got this great analogy. He says managing your money is just like dieting. We get totally obsessed arguing about tiny little details. Keto versus paleo, intermittent fasting, you name it. When we all know the real answer is dead simple. Eat a little better and move a little more. Well, money is the exact same. We get so bogged down in the minutia that we end up doing, well, nothing.
So why is it so incredibly hard to get started? Well, a lot of it comes down to one big problem. We're always playing defense.
You know that feeling? Like you're constantly putting out fires or just cleaning up one financial mess after another? We feel so guilty or overwhelmed that we just ignore our money altogether. Ramit actually calls this a victim culture around money, where we're always looking for excuses for why we can't get ahead.
I know the excuses are classics, aren't they? There's just too much info out there, or the news is always screaming about the next crash, or the big one, what's the point? The whole system is rigged against me anyway. Sound familiar? Yeah. These are the mental roadblocks that keep so many of us completely stuck.
Now, Ramit's response to this is, it's pretty blunt, but his point is crystal clear. At some point, we have to stop blaming everything and everyone else and start focusing on what we can actually control. The first step, he argues, is just taking ownership.
Okay, so if playing defense is the problem, what's the solution? It's a total shift in how you think about money. He calls it the rich life mindset.
This quote right here, this is the absolute soul of the book. Being rich isn't about being a cheapskate. It's not about depriving yourself of lattes. It's about being intentional. Go absolutely nuts on the things you truly deeply love and be ruthless about cutting out everything else you just don't care about.
So what even is a rich life? Well, here's the beautiful part. You get to define it. It's a life that you design. Maybe your rich life is traveling the world for a month every single year. Or maybe it's retiring at 35. It could even be something as simple as going to a nice restaurant and ordering whatever you want without even looking at the prices. The point is, you decide.
And listen, this isn't just some feel-good theory. It gets real-world results. Take Steve Adcock. He used these ideas to design his rich life. He and his wife actually retired in their early 30s so they could travel the country in an Airstream. How cool is that?
Or look at Claire Peacock. For her, a rich life was about her career. She took these principles and went from making $28,000 a year to over $150,000. These aren't just little changes, they are genuinely life-transforming.
Okay, so you're sold on this rich life idea, but how do you actually do it? The key is to stop worrying about the tiny stuff and instead focus on the big wins. Ramit calls this the 85% solution.
The idea is super simple, but it's a real game changer. It is so much better to just get started and be, say, 85% right than to get completely paralyzed trying to be 100% perfect and end up doing absolutely nothing. You don't have to become a Wall Street genius. You just need to get a few big things right and then get on with your life. So what's the biggest big win of all? The number one most important factor? It's not picking the perfect stock. It's not timing the market. It is simply starting as early as you possibly can. Time is, without a doubt, your greatest asset.
And the math on this, it's just incredible. Look at this example. You've got Smart Sally. She invests just $200 a month for only 10 years, from age 25 to 35, and then she stops completely. Then you have Dumb Dan. He waits until he's 35 to start, but he invests for 20 years, twice as long as Sally. Who do you think ends up with more? It's Sally, by over $60,000. That is the jaw-dropping power of starting early.
Okay, let's make this really concrete. Let's talk about one of the biggest wins you can tackle right away. It's time to stop playing defense with your credit and start playing offense.
So many of us see credit cards as these scary things, as debt traps. That's playing defense. Playing offense means flipping that script. It means seeing credit as a powerful tool that, when you use it right, can save you thousands of dollars and unlock some amazing perks.
So to play offense, you got to know the rules of the game. And your credit score is way, way simpler than most people think. Just look at this chart. The two biggest pieces of the pie, your payment history and how much you owe. Together, that's 65% of your entire score. If you just get those two things right, you've already won most of the battle.
But what happens when you keep playing defense? What's the real, hidden cost of just paying the minimum on your credit card bill every month?
Get this. If you bought $10,000 worth of furniture on a credit card and only paid the minimum, you would end up paying over $13,000 in interest alone. That's more than the furniture even cost in the first place, and it would take you over 32 years to pay it off. That is the staggering, brutal cost of playing defense.
Which brings us all the way back to the main goal. This whole system, the investing, the credit, all of it isn't about becoming obsessed with spreadsheets. It's about using those tools to design your rich life.
Because at the end of the day, being rich isn't about having a fancy car if you'd rather be riding a scooter. It's about freedom. It's the ability to make choices because you want to, not because you have to. It's about you defining what success looks like for you. And that is the most powerful message here. This isn't a movie. No one is coming to save you. But the really good news is, you don't need saving. You can do this. You have the power to take control of your money and build the life you actually want. You are in control.
So here's the ultimate goal. Set up a simple system, put it on autopilot, and then get on with what really matters, which is actually living your life. The best moments, they happen outside the spreadsheet. So the only question left is, what does your rich life look like?